Hi, good morning.
Welcome to Gloved Up and Scrubbed In. It's been a bit.
It sure has. It's been a minute, as my kid would say. I always had to ask, what do you mean? Whatever. Okay. um, we are coming back together. Tiffany has been neck deep into school and doing her thing, and I've been traveling out and about, just getting more information that we can give to you guys. So we're going to talk about something that's been on the internet a lot with the peptides, and there's 3 different ones. The main one is NAD, NAD peptide. I'm going to go slow pronouncing this, kind of read it. So I'm not going to pretend like I can say this right off the bat. It's a nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. That's what NAD stands for. And it's a cofactor. It's present in all living cells. What it does is it helps with the metabolic process. So it functions primarily in transferring energy into cells, right? So cognitively, it'll boost you. Fatigue, it'll boost you energy-wise. Cellular production. It helps with weight loss.
Yeah, and I read too, it decreases that brain fog.
Yes.
And I know,
yes.
I mean, especially I feel like as a woman and a mom, and you're all over the place already, right? Yeah. So taking something like this that increases your energy, decreases that brain fog, but then also helps with weight loss. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. It has the glycolysis, so it breaks down everything. And then it regenerates cells, which is really important because if you're young and you get hurt, it regenerates, right? If you're older and you just want something for longevity and, to give you that youthful look again, it regenerates. So my good friend right here, I talked her into trying this with me. And we went all guns out with the injections. So I was a little nervous with that. So with this medication, it comes in a vial, and it's 200 milligrams per ml is what we offer from our compounding pharmacy that we're associated with. And you got to start off really little bit. So the 1 ml is 100 units. I'm doing a whole bunch of math for you guys right now. You don't have to remember this. I'm just trying to explain it if that's your thing is math. 100 units per 1 ml. You're literally only going to start with 10 units. So it's itty bitty, right? That's for men and women. Well, because we didn't want to do it alone, we talked our husbands into doing it with us.
Yes.
So if there was an emergency, all 4 of us would have been on the floor, right? But it wasn't. It turned out really well. So the 10 units upon injection was fine. Just kind of looked. There was a little mark there, and I felt something maybe after 5 minutes. You kind of feel like a little bit of a heat rush. If you're in menopause, it's like a tiny bit of like a hot flash, or maybe you just come back from a run and you're just kind of hot, right? Yeah. Other people have said they feel a little tightening in their stomach.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting, and it didn't.
It didn't do that for you?
No.
I'm looking at people's comments now too, what are some of the other things that they said that they felt.
Remember I want to say that stuffiness that happened?
Yes.
That was one.
Okay. That, right. So I noticed in my nares, I felt like I was getting a cold almost. All of a sudden everything closed down. I'm like, what is this? Right. So that's another thing that can happen. Potential side effects. Other people have said a very slight little baby headache. Maybe the muscle tightness that we talked about. A tiny injection site reaction, little red, went away.
Yeah, that happened to me, but it went away by the next day.
Yeah, I had a teeny and it went away, so it was no big deal. Okay, so that was at the 10 units. Did great. My husband didn't feel anything at 10.
Mine didn't either.
Ted didn't either. Okay.
I didn't either.
Yeah. I did feel a little bit. So then I was a baby. You're supposed to go up to 20 units. So you do it 3 times a week, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah.
So I did it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. My husband wanted to try and go up a little bit sooner because he didn't feel anything. So we went up to 20 units for him. Didn't feel anything and whatever. So I went up to 15 units and I was like, whew, my hair was like blown back. I was like, oh, I'm feeling this a little bit. I feel it. So let's talk about the after all day effects, right? So you'll feel this initial kind of surge. I don't know if you've ever had low blood sugar and like you have like something sugary and you're like, I get like hyper. It was a teeny bit of that. But what I did notice is like throughout the day, when I normally be like, I want to go take a nap, I didn't feel that. I just kept plugging along and working.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's a big difference because I feel like a lot of people hit that like 2-3 o'clock afternoon slump. I know I do. That's when I'm drinking my energy stuff. And that day you told me don't drink your energy things. See how long you can last.
Yes. Did you not?
I didn't.
Okay, good girl.
I didn't, but I was really tired by the evening time.
Well, did you sleep good though?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So I think it could definitely help get people away from those sugary energy drinks for sure.
Smart. That's another thing. If you're going to take this, we're not asking you to get off of all your regular stuff, but just be mindful of it. And then maybe you can kind of pull back as you're increasing the NAD and see if that kind of compensates. So then I did the 20 units and you're supposed to do 10 units 3 times a week for 1 week and then 20 units and then 3 times a week and then 30 units and so on and so forth. I can only go up to 20. Like I was so flushed and like I was like, ooh, no, I don't like this. I was like, nope. It's like taking niacin. So niacin we give to patients like what hypertriglyceridemia, high triglycerides, to help with them. They'll get that flush kind of feeling and such. Same thing, niacin has the same thing in it. So, but I was good at like only 15 units. So you have to be really mindful like how you dose your patient and let them know it's okay. Even though it says do 10 units for the week and then 20 units and whatever. If you feel good and you, at 10 or the 15 I did, or the 20 and 30 was way too much and you pull back, like know your body.
Right.
It's not a perfect science. Right?
And I think that's a cool thing about the portal that we have too, is like we're encouraging for our patients who have gotten on this, we're encouraging them, please check in with us. Like every 2 weeks, let us know how you're doing, how you're feeling.
I even say every week.
Yeah. Because like, it's you could be really good or you could be like, this is too much. And then that's okay.
Right.
But that communication key, that's huge.
So, let me finish. My husband, he had to go all the way up to 50 units before he felt it.
Really?
Yeah. But he liked it. Thought it was great. So my thing was, okay, here's another thing. I don't like injecting myself. I don't want to have to do that 3 times a week if I don't have to. So there's other options. If you're the same as me and you're like, okay, is there any other alternatives? There is. So there's the troche. A troche is kind of like a little square, a little circle that kind of melts in your mouth or under your tongue. Yeah. Those are great. You can use those. And then there's the nasal spray, which goes right into the mucous membranes, acts pretty darn fast. I'll be honest. I would probably go because I'd be afraid to spray the thing on my nose. I don't like anything. I'd be like, what are you doing in there? Taking a bath? Drowning yourself? Well, no, I'm being serious. Like,
I feel like it's hard to get an accurate dose with the nasal spray.
Thank you. How do you dose that? Right? Like, I wouldn't even know what to do. So I'm just kind of, I don't know if you're like a little bit of a scary, like I am. I'm just go beep beep. And are you really getting what you need? So I'm just.
So I think then for dosing purposes, if people don't like the injections, they should try the troche.
Yes.
Before moving on to the nasal spray.
Yes. Agree. And those are more like travel friendly.
Yes, yeah. You just have to keep. Well, do you have to keep this refrigerated? Because I used to have to keep mine to cream troche refrigerated.
Yeah, you do. You got to keep those. But I mean, if you choose the nasal spray, if you're like, whoa, yay, I'm gonna go forward, like that type of thing, then I would, go for the nasal. So again, promotes brain function, like increases energy, all your cognitive. I'm looking at some of the comments too. People said that it enhanced if they were on a GLP-1. This was great for them.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So doing both at the same time.
With the weight loss and with energy and everything else. And then it just, again, it's the little train that brings the peptide over to help with cellular growth, right? And reproduction. So as far as like collagen and the anti-aging and everything, it will help, beyond anything else you're doing just in your normal diet, So I don't know, just.
So I feel like this is good for a lot of different people, whether you're a busy working male or female and you need that little boost of energy, whether you're in menopause and you need that boost of energy, whether you're an older gentleman, going through the changes and you need that boost of energy, that clearness. It's good for a lot of people. Yeah. So you have any questions, reach out to, we have tried it personally, so we will tell you. So 15 units to 20 units works for me, and that's it. I won't go higher. And but our husbands, they need the 50 units 3 times a week. So again, we'll titrate it accordingly and answer all your questions. If you just mention this podcast, you get $25 off. So, and the vial itself, there's a lot in there, so it can last. It could last a while. Yeah, it lasts a couple months easy. So, okay, so you can go to yourvipdoctor.com and there's a little tab that says Get Started Here.